Good morning. Good morning. What is going on, you beautiful people? 3:01 a.m. I am on my way to the gym right now. Tony Robbins. I'll go straight into what I got to say. Tony Robbins. I think the one thing that makes him so great at what it is that he does is he works from a position of purpose. And what I mean by working from a position of purpose, meaning nothing is just done in vain. Think about it. Most of the times we get up, go to work, and we say, well, we need to go to work. If we don't go to work, we'll get fired. Right? That's the ultimate. At the end of the day, he says, we need to go to work, we'll get fired. And if we get fired, we won't be able to pay our bills. Right? I much rather stay in the bed. I much rather wake up at 10 o'clock. And I much rather not have to worry about bills. I don't think either one of them has a lot of intention or purpose behind them. I think one is reaction, the other one is emotion-based. I believe that wholeheartedly, but I believe the one thing Tony Robbins is good at is acting or coming from a position of intention and purpose by lining up the reasons why you're doing things. And I've been doing this lately. After I'm done at the gym, my next thing I do is typically I'll sit down and I'll journal. I'll write down my workout and I'll journal. And what I'll write in my journal is, I'll give you an example. Why do I want to work out? And I try to give it about 4 or 5 compelling reasons. Why do I want to have a powerful day? And I'll try to give it 4 or 5 compelling reasons. And I think Tony Robbins has been extremely successful because he has the ability to take his mind and go into an intentional act and then start lining up that intentional action with a ton of mental reinforcement. We just finished watching the Super Bowl. I'm almost sure that Tom Brady did not just walk into that game saying, I hope I win. I'm pretty sure some of the things at the top of his list were, I want to bring another Super Bowl home to my team. Right? Because there's a lot of power in having a servant's attitude. So I want to give. I'd also like to break some records. And he probably was specific about the records, and he was lining up things, reasons on what it is and why it was that he was going after what he was going after. And I think a lot of times we don't act from a position of power, and because we have no reference point. We don't have really anything to kind of say, yeah, this is why we're doing it. No intentions. Hey, I'm getting up, I'm going to work because I got to pay the bills. Like, that really sucks. If the whole premises for you waking up, when so many people did not wake up, is simply to say, you know what, I got to pay the bills. And if I don't go, they'll fire me and I'll have no money. Then what will I do? And it's real easy to let a whole year get behind you by doing that. Because you go through that same rational thinking every day. Like, that becomes your rational thinking every day. And next thing you know, you're buying a turkey for Thanksgiving. And you're saying, what happened to the year? The next thing you know, you're buying some Christmas gifts. What happened to the year? Next thing you know, you're setting a New Year's resolution. What happened to the year? The next thing you know, you meet up with an old friend. Man, I haven't seen you in 10 years. What happened to the time? You take your bank account more serious than you do your life. Hilarious. I've replenished my bank account 1,000,000 times over. If it got low, I put more money in there. If it got too high, I spent it. My bank account has went up, down, left, right. It has constantly evolved. I have some control over that. But yet I have no control over time. I've never put 1 second back in my life. And yet people will take their financial situation more serious than the time on the clock. Your time is ticking. The clock is ticking. And in order to gain more power, you simply have to act from intention. Why do I want this? Why am I doing this? And just build up enough reasons. Now, somebody who is listening to this is probably saying, if I build up enough what if I can't build up enough reasons? I'm glad you asked. If you can't build up enough reasons on why you're doing it, and I'm talking about valid reasons. I'm talking about reasons when you think about it, make you happy. Because if you say, I gotta go to work because I gotta pay my bills, because if I don't go to work, they'll fire me, you have to probably quit. Because what you're trying to build and work after anyways isn't an equal trade-off for your time. Remember, money is in abundance. Time is limited. Right? If there was 100 billion, trillion, gazillion diamonds around, there would be no value in it. It would just be considered another rock. But when you have something in such small quantities, it becomes the valuable thing. So if you can't build up enough reasons on why you're doing something, I'm talking about real motivating reasons on why you're doing something, and you're not acting from that position of intention, I would seriously ask you to consider whether or not you are spending your most valuable asset, which is time, on what God really has you here to do. Because if not, time will creep up on you and you'll have a rude awakening. Because you'll get later on in life and you'll start trying to play catch up. And it doesn't work that way. It's not set up that way. Sorry. It's just not.